Once you enter the module and you've looked through the first page or so with an overview of that week's material, learning objectives, and so forth, when you click to the second page in each module, you will see your discussion board prompt for that week. You'll see it right here, right at the beginning of each module. And the idea here is that you'll think about the discussion board prompt, the instructions, the question that's being asked for that week's discussion, and you'll have it in mind throughout the week as you read through the materials. So you'll kind of mull over the idea, think about what you might post before you actually get to the discussion board post submission itself. So you'll notice also on the prompt page you see a link to your assignment rubric, so you can see what's expected of you in your discussion board work and how it will be graded. You'll also then see the actual prompt, the question for your initial post, and then the questions to consider for your response posts for the week. You'll notice too that there's nowhere here for you to complete your post. Again, right now the idea is to think about the discussion board prompt and have it in mind as you move through the rest of the week's materials. So ideally you want to move through the module. Here's the pretest for the module. Move through it in this linear fashion, continuing page by page until you get to the actual discussion board submission. That comes much later in the week after you've gone through the materials throughout the module. Here's your discussion board submission. This is the page where you will actually complete your first thread to the discussion board. Again, you'll see a link to your rubric to remind you about the expectation and grading criteria for the discussion boards. And then you'll see that same prompt for the week, the question, or prompt for your response posts. And then this is where you'll complete your new thread. This is where you begin your first post. Click on New Thread. Notice that you will need to include a subject in your subject line, and of course the body in your discussion board. If you don't include something in the subject field here and you complete your post here and submit it, it won't be saved. So it's important that these two red asterisk areas do have something in them. The body of your discussion board post is very similar to what you've done in the past, where you can either type right into the discussion board here, and you can format your material with the buttons above, or you can, and this is highly recommended, you can type up the text of your discussion board post in a Word document and save it. That way, if there are any technical issues or anything happens right when you click submit, you haven't typed up everything here, and if something's lost, your internet connection fails or something, you won't lose all of your material. And when you copy and paste from a Word document and put it into the body of the discussion board here, all of your formatting will stay. It will be translated in here. So if you italicize anything or bold or underline, etc., it will be translated correctly. So you can copy and paste in here. If you want to enclose or insert an image in your discussion board, there are some instructions down here underneath the discussion board window. But I thought I would walk you through it because sometimes it's easier to see it than just to read the instructions. You're going to click on this Insert Edit Image button. Because you're posting inside MindEdge and you're not posting on Blackboard, we can't actually attach images or attach files. They're too big for MindEdge to handle, so we can't use that little paperclip function. You're going to actually refer to the site where you can find your image. So for example, let's say you're scrolling through your MindEdge module and you decide this is the image that you want to include in your discussion board post. You can find something in MindEdge like this. You can also find images through a Google image search or museum websites. You're not actually going to link to the website here, but you're going to copy the location of the image itself. So here's how you do it. You right-click on the image and copy image location. This is going to capture the URL, the address for where this image is located. So for example, if I open up a new window and I insert what I just copied, it takes me right to just that image, not to the entire web page, but to that image. So right-click on the image and copy image location. When you've done that, you're going to insert that image location here. You can give your image a little caption. Click OK, and you'll see then that the image has been embedded right into my discussion board post. So again, the instructions are right here, but hopefully that little walkthrough helps a little bit so you can see how it works. When you are ready to submit your post, you can subscribe to the thread. This is just your thread. That way, if anybody responds to your discussion board post, your instructor or a classmate, and has a question for you or something to follow up on, you'll receive a notification by email. So you can subscribe to it. You don't have to, but it's a little handy option. Then when you're ready, you're going to click Post. Always a good idea to scroll back down and make sure that your post did go through. So here's the post I just made. In order to view it, you're going to click on this little plus sign, and it'll open up the discussion board post that I just did. Then later in the week, when you're ready to reply to your classmates' threads in here, again, you'll go through and you'll click on any of these plus signs. It'll open up those threads, and then down at the bottom, you'll click Reply. When you click Reply, you'll see the same procedure, the same process that we just went through with the thread for completing your response posts during the week. All right, I hope that was helpful.